when we say to you, you've got to buy at least 3, 9, 12 of a plant, 15 of a plant, we do it with very good reason. And that's because it's an investment. And when we talk about an investment, this is such a good example. This is a true perennial. The plant below me is called Acorus Golden Edge. It's part of the arum lily family, and I literally started off with, I think, 3 plants, and it's moved from spot to spot in my garden, and as I create a new section, so I dig one up, divide it, and move along. And that's the importance of investing in perennials, because once you've got them, by a simple division, you can make so much more. This little guy is equally happily in the full sun or in semi-shade. It just doesn't like very heavy frosts. It will die down completely in heavy frosts, but then will emerge again. And I just want to show you very quickly how to make more of something which gives you so many extra rewards. So let's get to it. So here we go. 1 plant, folks. It's been in that spot probably just going on 2 years. So it hasn't been a long time in the garden. And I will show you how we started them out. And quite incredibly, this is why I tell people, buy perennials, invest in them, because once you've got a few of them, you can make gardening so much more affordable and have so much more fun with it. So these little guys, you can see this soil is really awful. It's underneath the avocado pear tree, so really depleted in nutrition, but quite clumpy, very dry. And that's the thing that this plant can tolerate. It can tolerate wet feet as well as very dry patches, full sun or semi-shade. So you've got a really versatile plant that you can work with. But initially, you can just start breaking the clumps apart like that with your hands. And depending on how many you're needing for your new said spot, you can divide them up really into quite small pieces. And we call these the rhizomes. We call this a rhizotomous clump. The other word that we use for it is tussocks. Lovely word. This is a tussock of Acorus. But most importantly, this is a really cheeky little plant. I mean, I love it. The brightness of the yellow and the green really do add a bit of brightness and splendor to any part of the garden. And it's no nonsense. Nothing attacks it, nothing eats it, and it looks good all year round. So if we've got a little guy like this, I could plant it exactly like this into the garden. But if I'm needing a whole lot more, it's just a simple division. Get your secateurs in there and break it up. There we go. There we've got 2. And so we go along. Bits that are looking a bit overgrown and pretty old. So you'll see by the roots over here. You see that? That little clump of rhizomes is looking rather old. You're not going to get any new shoots from them. And it's much like when you're growing and dividing up irises. It forms the same thing. And so, in fact, this thing is also called the sweet iris as its common name. So that I would prune off. And if you really had to, you could use that. It really is simple, folks. They don't need many roots in order to get going. What you could do if you were very worried about it, or if you're putting it into a very hot, sunny spot, you could prune the top away like that. But I very rarely do that because these are so incredibly tough. So I plant them as is, and they generally get along just fine. So let me get dividing, because out of 1 plant, I'm probably going to end up, take it as a guess, about 30, which I can plant in another spot to the garden. This is the power of perennials, folks. Plant them, grow them, divide them, and share them.